Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another replay analysis. Today we have a Diamond ZvP between Scout Me Bro, aka John, and Spore Colony. Yeah, me too. Reminds me of the old game Spore from a long time ago. Alright, let's see what John said here. John said, okay, so I got a bad supply block around 35, didn't hit 330 on natural, then didn't scout Robo or Twilight, so droned up third like I think I'm supposed to do based on the guide Richie gave me. Tried to tech up like Coach Eon said in other posts here based on what I thought was right. Don't know, should I have just left when the Adepts fucked me up? So we're going to determine if the Adepts did too much damage and how bad the supply block was. 35 is one of the worst supply blocks because it also coincides with the moment that your first inject finishes most of the time. So you tend to be floating a lot of larvae when that happens. Alright, so we scout a second gateway relatively early. This is like before any tech, so we should feel free to send the Overlord in even further. We need to see what the tech building is, so I think it's worth it to sack the Overlord at that point. If you want to send the Lings in to scout, that's fine, but you need to wait until the Adept leaves. Like, see, we're about to get supply blocked here. Look, watch. We're supply blocked, and let's take a look at our injects. Look at that. So the inject finishes, and now we have a grand total of what is to be 7 larvae that we cannot spend. And this is what is known as larva floating. Every time you have a hatchery with more than 3 larvae, it cannot produce any more larvae, so you're losing out on potential total units. That's why the 36 supply block is so bad. Happens to the best of us, though. Remember your 31 Overlord. 31 Overlord, 38 Overlord. You said Twilight Robo, but I am seeing Forge Stargate. Okay, so we scout the Forge Stargate. 43 drones. He's also going for a third base. So here we should feel, yeah, I was going to say, we should feel free to drone up third, no problem. He's not even going, he's not going for upgrades. He's not going for any sort of like tech that actually matters yet. Are these the Adepts that quote unquote like fuck us up? It's only 4 here, so. And they have no upgrades, so. If you put the queen, if you move the queen further forward, you can completely block this off. But, so. Did we have any vision of these guys coming across the map, first and foremost? Let's see. So we see them here. So immediately, like, 12 links should start up. Maybe more. We start roaches. So I don't hate roaches, but without roach speed, it's going to be really hard to catch Adepts with their shades. So we've now lost 5, 6, 7, 8. Another thing you also, so you're making even more units. Another thing you want to preemptively do when you're taking damage is rebuild your drones like as fast as possible. Alright, so we killed the Adepts. Now we made a ton of units though. So it's actually not like the Adepts did way too much damage. Like don't get me wrong. But had we stopped at 4 roaches and made nothing but drones after that, and we would have made let's just take these 4 out. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, plus 5. So, yeah, you would have already remade 12 of these 18 drones, and you would be even with him in workers still, and you would be able to macro it out from here. However, because we made all of these units, and we have been missing our injects a bit, you see we're about 20 seconds late on all of our injects, so like we'd have even more larvae popping for more drones. We are now in a really bad spot, yeah, because we're down by 12 workers still. So what I would expect from here is actually a counterattack. Like, we made all these units, but their point, like, you know, you way overreacted to the Adepts. Also, we gotta stop rallying Overlords out. You have one of your hatcheries is rallied somewhere over here. Yeah. These guys are all walking that way. So we are attacking. The Lings are getting here before the rest of the army. Now the Void Raid's going ham. And we haven't now we're remaking drones. Those are the first 3 drones that were remade since that attack. We're down by 10 workers still. And yeah, it's just going to be a ridiculously hard game from here. So your question, did the Adepts do too much damage? The answer is yes, but you also very much so overreacted to them. So in the future, let's just, if they don't have glaives, which you scouted, there was no glaives. Like there's no Twilight Council, so no glaives. There's also very, very few Adepts, only 4. So even if they did have glaives, still not that scary. The best thing you can make against non-glaives Adepts is going to be Speedlings, because you can actually keep up with the shades. But if you are going to make roaches, you want to commit to as few larvae as possible for the defense and use the rest on drones. Hopefully this helps, John. If you have any questions for me, please do let me know. I'm always around. Let's get our next session in soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!